Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about parallel and distributed computing. Before parallel and distributed computing, we will discuss about what is meant by elements of computing. What are the four key elements to be used for sequential and parallel computing? First one is architecture, second one is compilers, third one is applications, and fourth one is problem solving environments. For any computing, we need these four different types of elements. First, the architecture. Architecture is nothing but it is a hardware architecture which enables the creation of system software, means compilers and operating systems. Any application we are going to develop, compilers and operating systems are needed. For architecture, compilers and applications, combining all three things, we can develop any different types of applications in the problem solving environments. There are two major categories of parallel and distributed computing. These are the two major categories of computing. First one is a parallel and another one is a distributed. This slide shows the diagrammatic representation of distributed computing and parallel computing. You see the difference here. In the distributed computing, all the processors can access different memory. Each processor has its own memory. There is no need to access or no need to share from others. But in the parallel computing, you see here, all the processors can access the same memory or single address space. This is a major difference between parallel and distributed computing. Now we move to the definitions of parallel computing. Parallel computing, already told, the computation is divided among different processors sharing the same memory or single address space. Important characteristics of parallel computing is homogeneity. It means each processor is of the same type and same capability. 8-core processor means all the processors are 8 cores. The memory capacity also same for all the processors used in the parallel computing. All the processors share a single address space which is accessible to all other processors. Parallel programs here broken down into several units of execution. Best example, we'll see the student information system. For example, the student information system we are going to develop. That application is divided into several modules or several units of execution. Maybe the first module, student marks. Second module is student attendance. Third module is any project the student is demonstrate. So these are the three modules can be used to perform a student system or calculate the performance of the students, each and every student. For example, student marks is processed separately and student attendance is processed separately. So all the processors can access the same memory. So that is the parallel computing. Next we move to distributed computing. In the distributed computing, I already told same concept, but only the difference is instead of same processor can be used in the parallel processing computing. Here we are using different processors. Maybe one processor may be 8 cores, another processor may be 16 cores. The memory is also different. That's why I told each and every processor in the distributed processor or distributed computing, all the processors can have its own memory. That's why this is called characteristics of distributed computing is heterogeneous. There is no uniform processing capability or uniform processor to be used in the distributed computing. This is a major difference between parallel and distributed computing. Classic examples of distributed computing are computing grids and internet computing systems. This slide shows what works in the distributed computing and what does not work in the distributed computing. Scalability, high availability and multiple architectures. What is scalability? It means we can expand or we can increase the number of systems. We can increase the systems in terms of size or in terms of memory based on the customer requirements or application requirements. Availability is high. Why its availability is high? We can broken down the particular application into several units of modules or several units of programs, so the availability is high, and I already told it is heterogeneous, so multiple architectures can be allowed. But what does not in the distributed computing? The differences among networks, varied response times and application performance. Because it is heterogeneous, everything is to be different. There is no same processor. So application performance is very difficult to predict because of the heterogeneous. I hope all of you understand this particular topic. Next class we will discuss about hardware architectures for parallel processing. Any doubt and clarification on the basic principles of parallel and distributed computing, please be free to discuss in the next class. Thank you.